Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Hunter Talks Too Much, a very informal YouTube show where I talk about my various passions. Today, I'm going to be explaining how to build the best US men's national team on FIFA 22 Ultimate Team. Please stick around for the fun ride. Alright, hey everyone, I just wanted to highlight that this video will be divided into two main parts. First is the FIFA squad you could have if you had done every objective, SBC, and gotten every reward throughout the entirety of this FIFA lifecycle, which started back in September, October, up until this point right now in mid-April. And the other will be if you're just starting out and you picked up Ultimate Team tomorrow. So first we're going to start with the main squad, and we're going to pretend or act like you've been playing all year, and this is what you could create. And again, later we will return and recap what the best possible squad is you could get if you picked it up right now and started playing. Alright, so just a little clarity. For those of you unfamiliar with FIFA Ultimate Team, it's a place where you can build a dream squad. It is based on performances, popularity, real-life results, a lot of heavy biases from EA about who gets juiced or boosted cards. Sometimes, of course, there are performance incentives like scoring, winning, etc., and they do reward players who do well, although this doesn't always reflect, hardworking players or guys that maybe fly under the radar in terms of not getting onto the score sheet. Keeping that all in mind, let's go ahead and get started with the squad. So first is Giassi Zardes, starting striker. Touch goes out of bounds. Any touch in front of net goes into the goal. It's that simple. 5-star weak foot is the main attribute on this card. He has high stamina, really high finishing, decent dribbling for a guy of his size, although that's always deceptive because FIFA doesn't really like tall players like him at 6'2", having good dribbling and ball control, so it's a little bit clunkier than you might expect. He's a good enough card, though, and he was a storyline objective a few months or seasons ago. Conrad de la Fuente has a Showdown Plus card. He and McKinney both have Showdowns. If you're unfamiliar, Showdown is when the winning team has a player that will get a +2 boost. If it's a draw, each team gets a +1 boost, which you saw on a player like Kovacic and Keita a few weeks ago. Or the loser, in this case, when McKinney and Piemonte Calcio or Juventus lost to Brozovic and Inter. Unfortunate, you don't get the boost. De La Fuente has 3-star skill moves, which should be higher based on real life, and 4-star weak foot, which is good, medium work rates, and no traits that actually matter in game. He has good pace, he did get boosted, he has really strong dribbling, really good passing, because free kick accuracy drives it down, and pretty strong shooting for a winger when you consider that most wingers don't have finishing that high. I definitely would put a chemistry style that boosts his shooting and maybe his, pace or physicality. He's a Showdown Plus, though, and that's really nice. Christian Pulisic, obviously, talismanic, popular figure, struggling just a tad bit at Chelsea, but he's had an absolutely great time with the U.S. throughout World Cup qualifying when he wasn't injured. Scored in Jose Serra against Mexico, had a really nice game at the Azteca, scored that hat-trick against Panama, just really lively, always getting fouled. Back in December, FUT Versus came out, he was actually the SBC. You could choose between his Fire card, which had 4-star skill moves but a 5-star weak foot, boosted shooting, or his Ice card, which had boosted passing and 5-star skill moves but a 4-star weak foot. I chose the Fire card. I think it was the right decision, just because I'm not a skill hack and I wouldn't really need the 5-star skills. Plus, I think wingers need to have better shooting, and you can always just boost the passing with the Kim style. I'm probably wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. Yeah. Moving over to the center mids, Sebastian Lletget, who has an active MLS Squad Foundations card that you can get. The things that jump off the page are that he has a high work rate, 5-star weak foot, and finesse and flair, so you can actually do some fun dribbling moves and touches and beautiful, gorgeous bending shots with double A. Recently traded to the England Revolution. Bit of a polarizing figure based on his play. I actually like him quite a bit, especially before that ACL injury. I think if he had been there during 2018 World Cup qualifying for the full duration, maybe it's a different story and we qualify. And in FIFA, he has a really nice card, so there's that. Weston McKinney, though, he's on a whole nother stratosphere. Not only is he Hullet Gang, every single aspect of this card is green, has a giant throw-in trait, high, right-footed, of course, 3-star skill moves, and weak foot aren't the best in the world, but everything else about this card. He's the quintessential 8 back-to-back midfielder, whatever you want to do. For licensing issues, Piemonte Calcio is actually referred to. Juventus is referred to as Piemonte Calcio in game. Just keep that in mind. For those of you wondering why I keep saying Piemonte Calcio, that's because of licensing issues. Juventus is actually licensed out to Konami, who makes PES, and not to FIFA with EA and all of that. So Juventus is called Piemonte Calcio in this game. This was a showdown card. Unfortunately, they lost to Inter. Juve probably should have won that game if you watched it. You'd probably agree. McKinney, of course, was injured, but it's really nice that he got this card. I've heard rumors that he's going to come back. There's nothing this card can't do. I mean, absolutely incredible. Better than his Future Stars card, better than his Festival of Nations or FUT card last year, the blue one. Just an incredible card. Hopefully he gets a FUTties or something, but yeah, just a great card. Makes up for the fact they didn't get any performance-based ones throughout the year. Alright, next is Tyler Adams, high work rate, Future Stars card, available on the market right now. Incredible jumping and stamina and balance, just like in real life. He'll cover all the ground, very pacey. His passing is a little bit deceptively underrated on the face stat because his short passing, long passing, and vision are all at least 85 or above. They're dragged down by subpar free kick accuracy, crossing, and curve. Keep that in mind. His dribbling is pretty high for a CDM, especially the balance and agility. The overall magical dribbling stat drags it down just because of how FIFA calculates ratings. This card definitely plays above the stats. He is injury prone, and he does only have 3-star skill moves and weak foot, so he's not as good as McKinney and maybe only marginally better than Legit, but he feels really good in game with his lean body type. He's pretty short and slender, so he covers a lot of ground. He's a fantastic strafing or roving CDM who will cover your backline just like in real life, and he just never stops running. The only downside is that you can't really translate his fantastic football IQ into the game, but, you know, that's just something you have to watch in real life to see and behold. As for the fullbacks, currently I have Cannon and Dest. You can also use Anthony Robinson. I'll talk more about that later. Let's start with Dest. He got this moments card for his fantastic goal against Costa Rica World Cup qualifying. Bended it right around, or curled it right around Keylor Navas, who's one of the best goalies in CONCACAF. Correspondingly, he got a moments card during Team of the Year, celebrating that exact moment. I know some people were annoyed, or at least Barca fans were, about Dani Alves not getting in at the time and stuff like that, but whatever. This card is fantastic, has way higher defending than Serginho Dest probably deserves in real life. 98 stamina, fantastic pace. He's definitely picked it up and earned this card in real life. He actually had a left back in form from one of the first weeks of FIFA. This moments card is fantastic. 4-star weak foot. 4-star skill moves, high medium, which is an upgrade from his normal low defensive work rate. Hopefully he gets the team of the season or FUTties or whatever the summer promotions will be. He's been absolutely playing incredibly since Xavi has come, which a lot of people didn't expect. He had to earn a spot back, but ever since he's got back in the starting lineup, he's just been playing really well, injury aside. As for Reggie Cannon, high work rates as well, right-footed, 3-star weak foot lets him down just a bit, but 99 stamina, the early crossing trait, really high 93 pace, pretty rapid, great dribbling stats. His passing and defending could be a little bit better. That's where I'd recommend putting something like a Catalyst on, or, a Powerhouse on, or something like that. He's a really good card. He can even play at center back in a pinch. He's 5'11", plays in the Portuguese league for Boa Vista. Really good card, especially at the time it came out as a storyline card. It's no longer currently available to get, but it's a really nice card that you can kind of use anywhere on the back line in a pinch, or maybe even pressed up a bit. Definitely try and use them to whip some balls into the box. As for the center backs, first we'll start with Eric Palmer-Brown. He has an absolutely incredible fantasy FUT card. For those of you who don't know him, from Kansas City, Sporting KC fan, Palmer-Brown is our academy product, just like Gianluca Busio. Just an incredible player. Actually went to my dad's high school. Fun fact, TMI. Just a really good card with the potential to get boosted more. He's already going up to 73. For those who aren't familiar, Fantasy FUT is based on appearances, goals, clean sheets, wins, stuff like that. For your defender, he just needs a clean sheet that he plays in for any of Twa's next few games in the Ligue 1, and he'll get that boost. He has a high defensive work rate, which is great on a CB and a low attacking, so that's totally fine. Not the best card ever, but he's pretty solid, and he'll keep you going until either Cameron Carter-Vickers or Zimmerman or someone gets the team of the season. Miles Robinson has an in-game card, 90 pace, 96 jumping, 87 stamina, incredible defensive awareness. 99 short passing. There's nothing not to like. 92 reactions. Great card. I guess he does have medium defensive work rates, which might be a bit troubling to those who are unaware, but players like Van Dijk also have medium defensive awareness or work rates, and it actually doesn't really matter that much in game. He might not track runners in space or isolation if you're full up pressing, but otherwise he'll do a great job. This backline duo is pretty good. You can play either one on the left or the right. I just play Miles Robinson on the left because he has a higher weak foot, but it really doesn't matter in game. They often shift and stuff naturally anyways. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the EFL is actually, or the Championship, League 1 and League 2 actually get more team of the seasons than a lot of traditional leagues. Just a FIFA tradition. They're actually released alongside Community, which is coming out in a week or two. So a player in the English Championship actually has a decent chance of getting team of the season. Obviously, Fulham's getting promoted. He's the starting left back. He's had a very good year. I've watched quite a few of his games, and even though he hasn't been super consistent for Fulham, he's been awesome for the USMNT national team, and he's contributed to a lot of goals and assists. So he has a decent shout of getting into that team of the season. Okay, so I know I raved about Sean Johnson earlier, but I did just want to clarify a couple of things. The goalkeeper decision is up to you. Sean Johnson's probably unrealistically expensive to get at this point in the year, and then you have to deal with a couple of factors. So goalies on FIFA, none of them are great. Between these three, they are in real life, of course, although Stefan had a terrible gaffe in the FA Cup semis the other day. But in FIFA, the fact that they're not even at an 80 rating in April tells you all you need to know. Turner's the most likely to get a boosted card, probably through the MLS Team of the Season, since he was MLS Goalie of the Year. But for now, I'm using Sean Johnson. They're all 6'3". Stefan and Turner both have saves with feet. Turner also has leadership and comes for crosses, which are useful attributes, and Stefan has rushes out of goal. Sean Johnson doesn't have any traits, but he does have higher diving and kicking than either of them, equal handling, just below the reflexes, and he has the second highest. He's the most well-rounded if you ignore the attributes, or sorry, specific traits. If I wasn't going to use Johnson, I'd put Stefan in. As much as I want to put Turner in, he has 38 speed and his kicking isn't that great. Turner will have a boosted card next year. He's transferred to Arsenal and he's likely to get the MLS Team of the Season. Any of these three goalies, you probably won't notice a difference between. Sean Johnson might be cost prohibitive because informs after they've been out of packs go way up, and then there's like MLS or goalkeeper tax, stuff like that. He got his card for an incredible performance in MLS Cup final against the Timbers where he saved some PKs, so just keep that all in mind. Alright, so as I promised earlier, there are two versions of the squad, and this would be the version if you picked up the game right now and started playing in mid-April. So you could get the FUT Heroes captains, Dempsey the super boosted one, and you could play him at either cam or striker. You could get the aforementioned Gio Reyna and his Adidas Numbers Up card. It's pretty cheap and affordable. The two cards that I want to highlight in here that won't be available forever are the Miles Robinson center back card and Sebastian Lletget center mid card. They are a limited time objective that is going to expire in the very near future. Otherwise, the informs such as Anthony Robinson or Sean Johnson are currently available. Obviously, base or rare golds or even silvers like Yunus Musa will always be accessible in game. Some of the team of the weeks like Terrence Boyd, Brian White, and Jesus Ferreira are always going to be available on the market in some capacity, although they might not be very affordable. So if you're starting the team today, this would be the best one you could possibly get. Tyler Adams and Miles Robinson would really carry this team. If you had the coinage for it, you should definitely go for Dempsey, no matter what. If you're a US fan, he shouldn't be that hard to link in, just with his very insane stats. But I just wanted to throw this in for anyone starting off. I knew that when I started FUT back in high school, I didn't always know about, when the US player came out, if it was an objective in SBC or whatever. So if you were starting out right now and just wanted to get into it, this would be the best possible. Alright, one little addendum here is that Community Team of the Season voting has started. You can find it on the FIFA website. And Cameron Carter-Vickers and Darlington Nagby of Celtic and Columbus Crew SC, thankfully they kept the crew name, are both eligible. Please go ahead and vote for them. Cameron Carter-Vickers especially has ripped it up in the Scottish League right now. He's helped Celtic just like completely dominate and recapture, or very likely recapture their league title. He's been a rock at the back throughout the whole season. Go look at him on FUT Mob or whatever. Just an absolutely incredible season. He's getting interest from the Premier League because of it, and I'm not quite sure why Darlington Nagbe was nominated. Obviously a very good, crafty player in real life, but last year wasn't his best year. But we still want really good boosted US players, and it allows us to have a better team in game. So go ahead and support your nation, do your patriotic duty and vote for them in team of the season community voting. And keep an eye out for any of the team of the season voting and vote for any Americans or any players you think are. Congrats everyone, you've unlocked a photo of my adorable cat Socks. Thank you so much for watching this video. Socks and I are very appreciative of that. Here is a photo of her as we watch the Man City Liverpool game together. As you can tell, she likes to get right up to the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please consider taking a second to like, comment, or subscribe, maybe even share it with your friends, and you might want to keep notifications on. I'll have a lot more content coming out, including a video about my favorite MLS team, Sporting KC, and their struggles as they have opened this new MLS season here in 2022. Anyways, thank you. This is Hunter, talking too much, signing up, Socks. Bye.